Alright, Singapore. What a weird way to get here. Right. What do I do now? I don't have much choice. Did I look at the market? You can tell what kind of state I'm in after all of this. Whoa. Ooh. Oh. Ah. That is worth a lot in Yokohama, but valuable here. There, that's... Oh, we haven't been here. In that case, we will get that. Valuable here. Good. Hong Kong, Pyongyang, Canton. Okay. Rum. Just in case we fly. That seems good. Okay. So, I guess we're going to have to explore so we can figure out where to go next. Singapore was a British colonial port, peopled largely by Chinese, Malays and Indians, and fueled by rubber exports and opium wealth pouring into the new banks. I walked along the harbour front and spied brightly painted airships and well-rigged boats heading for distant ports. It's lucky I bought those pills then. I inquired about vessels headed for Manila in the Spanish Philippines, and one of the Malay sailors pointed me in the direction of a little steam yacht. "She goes to Manila," he said, and then cocked his head. "Are you a Spaniard?" "I am French, monsieur." Truly, I was growing tired of being so thoroughly misidentified. The sailor shrugged. "Heard that there's cholera in Manila. If you are not a Spaniard and have no business there, maybe you should avoid it." He shrugged again. "Then again, you rich people do whatever you want, so why am I bothering?" "Thank you for the warning," I said politely, not wanting to insist on my lack of wealth to a man wearing rough clothes upon a body bent with labour. The sailor jerked a nod and went back to his companions, leaving me to contemplate his advice upon the Singaporean dock. Okay, so we can get up to Manila. And then we know a route from Manila. So when does that leave? We can risk cholera, right? I mean, it departs tomorrow as well, and isn't that expensive? Okay, that's good. So we will have a rest, and then we will go. With the last light of the evening. Yeah, he needs a bit of help. I afforded my master every service, ensuring he was comfortable, with the intention he would have a comfortable night. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Good. How can they really strengthen any more, considering what we've been through? Okay. Hire extra space. I'm not giving up any of my stuff. Okay. Just be a bit gentle on him. I mean, we nearly died. Did I mention how we nearly died? We took passage on a little steam yacht with a cargo full of Chinese silk parasols, which the captain assured me would fetch an exorbitant price in Manila. "Surely Chinese goods are not rare there?" I asked in Spanish. "These pretty money-makers are only passing through Manila," Captain Amparo, a dark-eyed Filipina of middle years, was unable to keep the glee from her voice. "I will sell them to a trader for shipment to Acapulco, where the Mexican ladies will pay all their pin money for a month for just one gaudy parasol." "You sound rather contemptuous of them," I observed with a laugh. "I am," she agreed easily. "I have little use for ladies who make little use of themselves." I regarded her sensible attire and short hair. "I admire your practicality." Captain Amparo laughed companionably. "That is a skill I have always possessed. I slept well that night aboard the steam yacht, secure in the knowledge that it was being steered by a captain's steady hands." "Look after Fogg! Look after Fogg! We need to get him back up to 100 if we can." We had some ill winds in the morning, but Captain Amparo kept the crew calm and focused, shouting orders at them in a language I did not know. Tagalog, perhaps, as it was widely spoken in the Philippines. We were merely bobbed about a little until the weather settled, but the worst injury was some seawater clogging my shoes. We will not be delayed, Captain Amparo assured me, perhaps mistaking the cause of my obvious melancholy. My master will be pleased, I said, though I could not help cast another mournful look at my ruined shoes. The captain caught the direction of my gaze and looked confounded. My God, you are an utter dandy. Do you really care for so much for appearances? A gentleman is always presentable, I sniffed. I do not care for fashion's sake. Good, I'm dependable. What was I before? Zestful, I think? Captain Amparo had taken to regarding me as though I were the oddest creature to ever take passage aboard her vessel, and she still looked thunderstruck when we reached our destination. Good luck in Manila, she said, shaking my hand. They will hardly know what to make of you. Okay. That doesn't sound great. Alright, what have we got? Leather braces sell for 120, 60 even. And this is worth so much in Yokohama. That's pretty good. Keep that. I'm not sure what to make of a lot of this, so we will just continue on. Okay. What can we plan? Oh, this goes straight to Hawaii. So I could just skip out Yokohama, maybe. Let's explore a bit first, because I don't really know. There might be other routes. There are other routes. Aha! Oh, we could go to Yokohama and get all that money. Maybe. That's pretty good. Oh, what did I do? Oh, there we go. We arrived at the Spanish-governed capital of Manila at the most inopportune time. The city had recently suffered the depredations of a major typhoon, and the efforts at rebuilding had been stalled by an outbreak of the dreaded cholera morbus. Images of San Roque, a saint invoked against pestilence, decorated almost every building and vehicle, but to little effect. Infected establishments were burned daily by the sanitary board, with our hotel one of the casualties. Relocated near to the Pasig River, a charming locale thronged with Filipino women in Maria Clara gowns and men wearing the stylish Spanish camisa de chino. Concerned with the possibility of infection, I assured that Master Nuncio Fogg drank only boiled water, as recommended by Jon Snow's article in the Medical Times and Gazette, going to the lengths of preventing him from eating any uncooked foods for fear of contamination. From our window we could see carts piled high with the dead being taken to the mountain to be burned, rather than interred in a churchyard, which put me in a morbid frame of mind. It does not do to dwell on such matters, however, so I attempted to put the considerations behind me. The city smells of disease, and I will be glad to leave. Well, that's, okay, what are we going to do? Let's see, that departs in 3 days. And when does this one depart? That departs tomorrow at 11. Is it worth going to Yokohama? 2 days tomorrow. Oh, it's so much money and we'll lose so much time if we wait for it. Okay, fine. We will sell this here for a mere 350. Save on the suitcase. Have a day's rest. And then we will go to Hawaii. As night fell. Yes, we need to look after him. He's getting up there, slowly, steadily. Depart. Okay. Yes, we are going Oh, can we go the whole route? Acapulco. Yeah, let's just take the whole route. Go! Hopefully we will actually make it. We boarded the Reina Cristina, a Spanish Taurus Quevedo type airship. Its gondola shaped to resemble one of the infamous Spanish galleons of previous centuries, and as richly outfitted with Philippine hardwood furniture, Fijian silk curtains and lacquered ornamental automata imported from China. My cabin resembled a fashionable salon more than an airship berth. Look after fog. Oh, Reina Cristina. Our journey to Acapulco would last a total of 7 days, including a day stop to refuel in Honolulu. And then we would be almost at the Atlantic and within a short hop of home. The captain asked me a little of our journey. I explained we were going around the world as fast as possible. The captain nodded with interest. You should go to Panama if you can, he said. I'm told there are some impressive new airships. Well, things like airships being built there, if you can find them. Like airships? I pressed. He looked uncomfortable. The Haitians have their own way of building things, he said. You will see, perhaps. Oh dear. He's getting drained. You're already so pale, Fog. Look. Oh, okay. The Filipino crew spoke a mix of Tagalog and Spanish, all mixed in with Lascar sailors' cant, which utterly fascinated me, although I did not have the skill to understand it. Don't bother trying to learn it, the captain remarked in elegant Spanish. You need a sailor's heart to do so. Do you not think I possessed one? I retorted. I would never dare presume, monsieur, he bowed, his short jacket pulling up to display a slice of perfectly white shirt. He added, teasingly, many gentlemen would consider such an insinuation an insult. Many gentlemen are fools, I remarked, with perhaps too much honesty. Thankfully, the captain only laughed, his dark eyes glittering with mirth in the reflected sun. Truly, he said, I meet the most remarkable people as captain of an airship. Hey, I'm one of them! I love being remarkable. Phileas Fogg attempts round the world adventure. I made the Times. God, we're not set up enough for this journey, clearly. A portrait of King Amadeo I hung in one of the relatively unused corridors of the gondola, which I was exploring in the hope of finding a secret or two, and indeed I stumbled across a small room set with a crucifix and an altar. Clearly, someone aboard was literally a closet Christian. Over dinner the captain told me about Honolulu, where we would stop on the morrow, if I believed his telling. It was a giddy paradise, and I came to ache that we would not be stopping there. Maybe. Possibly a typo there, not sure. Maybe it's just speaking in a way I don't understand. Here we go. Hawaii. We spent the day tethered at Honolulu Bay as the crew deflated and refilled the airship's envelope, overhauled the engine and replenished our fuel. I walked along the beach, the water so clear and blue it hurt my eyes. I could see sharks frolicking in the water along the bay, and a grove of tall, dark-leaved eucalyptus trees shaded the buildings of the town. I returned to the airship, much refreshed and eager to press on to Acapulco. That night I remembered to adjust the pocket watch, as we had crossed the international date line and gained ourselves a day. Cool! We gained a day. I think in the book they didn't. They forgot about it, and that's how they won the bet. They thought they'd arrived a day late. Spoilers. Is it spoilers when the book is something like 100 years old? I'm not sure. The captain swapped the Spanish flag lying from the prow to Hawaiian colours. The Mexicans are not fond of us Spaniards since the Revolution, he explained. Spanish ships are turned away from the port. Surely they are not fooled. It was a thin subterfuge, if it even deserved the term. He shrugged. It is a little game we play in the interests of trade. We send our Filipino crew members to negotiate for us, and the Mexican custom house adds a hefty surcharge to our taxes. The captain clapped me on the shoulder. Do not worry, my friend. This is not my first run. When somebody tells you not to worry, the first thing you do is worry, because that clearly means that's foreshadowing, right? Something bad is going to happen. We've already died once. I don't want to die again in this game. We were so close to losing. We smelled the smoke first, and then gunpowder sweetened by blood. Oh my god. Why? Acapulco was just visible in the distance, wreathed in lightning-flashed smoke. Through binoculars I could make out the flash of gunfire, lit buildings, dark smoke plumes. Is it pirates? I asked, unsure whether that would be the best explanation. Pirates, at least, would be swiftly dealt with by the Mexican authorities. I don't know, he retorted before he gripped the brass-handled telescope swinging from his belt. He turned to the crew. I need a volunteer to climb the rigging and see what is up ahead. The rigging? Outside the airship? I gasped, and he cast me an irritated look but said nothing. Very well, the captain said grimly. If none of you is brave enough, I will do it. I looked around at the nervous, wide-eyed crew. Whatever was up ahead, the ship would need her captain to guide her safely through it. So I volunteered. The crew stared at me with a mixture of pity and awe as the captain wordlessly handed me his telescope, a pair of aviator's goggles, and a red handkerchief. Wave the handkerchief when you are secure, and we will raise the ship to give you a better view. I shook Monsieur Fogg's hand before I climbed up the hatch and grabbed onto the ratlines. The wind buffeted my face, and the roar of the twin Arionette engines seemed amplified. Behind the comforting curve of the envelope I saw an endless, dizzying stretch of sky and the Pacific Ocean glittering far, far below. I closed my eyes and heaved myself up, managing to grip the foot rope with my toes as I swung out and away from the gondola. I was braced against the wheeling sky and impossible drop by nothing other than my trembling hands and feet clutching the rope. I looked up and planned my route, measuring the distance between the knots and noting gaps or frays in the hemp ropes before I placed my weight upon them. My acrobatic training gave me a certain dexterity as I climbed, but I saw rather than heard the airship's crew leaning out of the observation deck portholes and cheering me on. I loosened my hand and gave them a rakish salute, feeling rather buoyant with confidence. I felt, in that moment, as if I were born to climb on airships, and laughed sky-mad at the rough hemp ropes, as the rough hemp ropes dug painfully into my palms. I made it to the widest cross-section of the envelope and waved my red handkerchief. I felt the hum of the engines grow sharper as the airship began to climb, each shudder and yaw was more pronounced. And I laughed and laughed and laughed with the joy and wonder of it, the utter impossibility of it. We humans are such ingenious creatures, my friends. It is easy to forget that when one's feet touch the ground. I extended the telescope as the airship bobbed in the air and peered through it at the bay of Acapulco, thronged with warships firing cannon at the city and lit with unholy fire as they listed and sank. I saw their flags and shuddered. I will not recount how I climbed back down, and how many times I slipped, my palms bled and itched, and how nearly I pitched into the ocean. I will tell you I made it back inside, and made my report to captain and crew. The French army is besieging Acapulco, I said, and then I fainted dead away. I'm back to being zestful again. Oh my word. So if the French are attacking this place, will I be able to sneak us in? Because I am French. Okay. The captain called the passengers and crew together on an announcement in the morning. We will leave the French their business in Acapulco and head to Panama. I nodded eagerly and agreed, not wishing to risk traipsing for a city under siege, even if it was besieged by my countrymen. Monsieur Fogg was less sanguine about our change of destination, but made some calculations in his ledger and seemed satisfied. "It is a detour, but not a catastrophic one," he declared. We tethered at Panama in the mid-afternoon. From the air I could see the snaking, gutted length of the canal under construction. Bright red and blue automatons threw clods of dirt and stone into the air. The crew hurried us off the ship, unflatteringly eager to watch us depart. Ugh, look at that. Whoa. Okay.